Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. A replay has been sent in by Hitman again, and long-term viewers of the channel should know the name. Now, he has been featured multiple times in Heavy Bombers, and it is fantastic how Hitman always controls his planes that have gunners. Which brings me to this not beauty, the P-61C1. Rank 3 US Battle Rating 4.0 Air Defense Fighter, which means it is blessed with an air start, which it needs because it's not really outstandingly agile and outstandingly strong with its engine. It's not really a snail either, but it's not something that I would compare to, let's say, I don't know, a P-38. So, twin engined for all intents and purposes heavy fighter. And the one outstanding special thing about this thing, next to its 420mm ANM2 cannons in the front for the pilot, is the quadruple 50 cal turret on top of the plane, which is very similar to the one on the B-29 heavy bomber of battle rating 7.0. And there are the happy red customers, the Germans, yes. And there is a little bit of a delay from the visuals to what actually happens in the game due to the replay, and so this pilot snipe looked a bit strange. Another few hits on another Focke-Wulf. You can see how he gets swarmed, and this is the trick. He has all the enemies, or almost all the enemies, for himself. And that is because fighting the Germans when being in a US plane, let's say you have a target rich environment, right? Another customer tries his luck and gets greeted by a hail of 50 cals. 4 M2 Browning machine guns that have 2,120 rounds between them, and that's his second kill. And again, he doing the loop-de-loop and just aiming on those Focke-Wulfs. Another few hits, we can see it here. It's fantastic how he trolls them, how he controls his planes, how he controls the gunner, how he target prioritizes, the situational awareness. There is nothing wrong with how he flies his planes. Although, you know, he tries to show off here a little bit. But with such gunnery skills, man, he can actually show off. Yeah, congratulations for kill number 3. Another customer? Come on. 50 cals are cheap today. You want some? You want some? And he smokes the engine. And then kill number 4. Just like that. So the next time you see one of those P-61s, you should treat it with a bit more respect and should not get into a turn fight. I see this being done by P-61s in RRB on a regular basis, although a lot of people try this trick, but not a lot of really succeed with it. And so he takes the first damage from the 5th plane that he engages with and immediately returns the favor, but there's the difference. He took a little bit of wing damage, bit lucky though, and then pilot snipes the Bf-109 F4. And that's an ace. In less than 4 minutes. That's fantastic, if you ask me. That's outstanding. And he's not done yet. So, with his first ace, spoiler, I think he just looks around for new targets, tries to get a hold of the situation, you know, how much is left of his team, how much is left of the enemy team. Let's see, he now has an even more target-rich environment because his team, for all intents and purposes, evaporated. And, you know, for a good carry, and by this time Hitman needs to have the strongest back in the game, well, he has another happy customer. He goes into a dive for the right firing angles, and again, scores immediately some hits on the A4. Now, while those Focke-Wulfs themselves are heavily armed and have a lot of ammo, they're not really well in a turn fight and make very predictable targets. Kill number 6. So here is then a BF-109 that thinks he is special, he's different, and he can kill this guy. That so far has, what, killed half of his team already single-handedly. Another few hits get scored. He smokes the engine, and the BF-109 then tries to break off. It's a G6, which is even less maneuverable than the G2. Sets him on fire and kills him. Doesn't stop firing for kill number 7. Well, there you have it. By the way, I don't know quite for sure why he keeps firing here. Maybe he tries to reset the belts, etc. Now, let me make here a little quick cut, because this battle, as you can see, took nearly 22 minutes. And there were phases where there was only a little bit of flying around. So now he deliberately drops altitude to get a quick BF-109, BF-110 snack with the main cannons for kill number 8. Yes, the BF-110 also has a back gunner, but it's not quite the same. And as awesome as the the quadruple 50 cal turret on top is, you know, you must not forget about the 420mm AN-M2 cannons with 800 rounds, because they also have a nasty bite, although they are more like secondary weapon in this gameplay. Another few minutes later, there is a BF-109 and the premium P-47, and they also try their luck. A few shots to remember the 109 that he is still aware of him, and then he tries to dodge the P-47. The 109 comes around. Again, there is a little bit of a desynchronization between where the traces appear in the replay and where they actually are. And he just outmaneuvers them. He always lures them into, you know, pitching up, making then obvious targets. He scored a couple of hits on the P-47, but nothing fatal yet. And then he's behind the 2 of them. The P-47 goes into a rolling scissors. Now this is where there is a little bit of a replay hardcore desynchronization. And he loops around. Yeah, you shouldn't really turn fight with a P-47, even against a P-61. That's a little bit dangerous, but he gets him. Again, this was now a little bit of a replay mistake. The replay is already a few days old. I skip again a few minutes here where the BF-109 was not really engaging the P-61, and so now we try to catch up. And you can see that we jump to the 18-minute mark. So at this point, it's only that BF-109 versus the P-61. So the last members of both teams engaging each other. And again, the trick still works with the quadruple 50 cal gunner. Now, 9 kills is something that I myself haven't done in a very, very long time in RRP. Very often then the rest of my team is too good and then also gets a few kills here and there. And I don't really enjoy flying with allied teams. So here he has smoked the engine of the BF-109, and the BF-109 then tries to go back to the airfield and tries to rearm. But also then, again, I do a little bit of a cutting here. The BF-109 stayed on the runway for way too long and has flown around. And it is this one time where Hitman really risks it. So he was loitering the airfield. And then decides to engage. But the problem is the AA is dangerous and Hitman already has received damage on both wings and a little bit also on the tail from enemy fire, and also ripping his flaps. So he goes into a very fast dive. The Bf-109 just landed again, and the AA is already shooting at him. He takes careful aim, and that kills him. And he could risk it, and he's set on fire because he has a huge points lead. But also, the Brave sometimes have a little bit of luck, because here in this case, the engine fire, believe it or not, goes out. And that was just the cherry on top of the cake. That was humiliating an entire German team, almost single-handedly. From the 12 enemy players, Hitman killed 10. So, what an incredible battle. And thanks again for sending this one in, with Hero of the Sky and Survivor thoroughly being deserved. And here with a premium account and this tech tree play, he gets quote-unquote only just under 140,000 silver lines and just short of 18,000 modification research points. Just unbelievable. And Hitman is on my Discord, and he posts battle result screens like this in bombers on a regular basis. Be very careful when you engage this guy, because he's making short work of you. Trust me. And I've talked to him, and apparently some of my very old bomber gameplay has inspired him to try this out, and unlike me, he thoroughly seems to have mastered this. So again, thank you very much, Hitman, for sending this one in. I hope that you continue your journey in teaching Germans how to not engage enemies. And for all of you, I hope that you enjoyed this gameplay, and let me know in the comment section what you think about his handling of the turret and his maneuvering at the same time. I think it's amazing. And again, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, why not give this video a like? It's just a click for you, but it helps the channel out. Subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications sooner. Also join my Discord to bypass any sort of algorithm problems from YouTube. And as usual, we will see each other on the battlefields, on the waves, and in the skies of War Thunder.